On the next Fashion Sense by Valerie, spice up snack time with a Krazy Kimchee Tofu
Just
bite.
like your favorite street food, but cheap.
Then get real estate tips for fixer-upper success.
At a home inspection, maybe you have to bring back a contractor.
Dr. Hannah breaks down genetics in the simplest way ever.
Brown eyes is a dominant gene.
Plus a seated spine stretch to feel your best. And print mixing style tips to look your boldest. Don't miss it, only on Fashion Sense.
Presented by the Superhero Electric Gig on Spectrum OC16.
Aloha, I'm Valerie Joseph with Fashion Sense, restyling runway looks to the walkways of Hawaii and providing smart solutions to all your fashion needs.
Hello, my beautiful souls. Today's recipe is near and dear to my heart. It was introduced to me by my yoga nidra instructor and dear friend at a new moon gathering, a time for setting new intentions, embracing fresh energy, and nourishing ourselves in every way. This Krazy Kimchee Tofu snack is soulful, vibrant, and full of flavor that awaken all your senses. The ingredients you need for this are tofu, kimchi, some Dijonnaise sauce, teriyaki barbecue sauce, chili garlic sauce, furikake, and green onions. So let's make it together. Start with some tofu, and I'm using a silken one because it's nice and delicate. Now I love making individual sized portions, but you can certainly make this on a cute platter and serve it as a side dish. Remember, you are the queen of your kitchen, get creative in it. Next, for the star of the show, kimchi. This is going to add that Korean flavor that's going to be so delicious. And I think when it comes to kimchi, more is more, trust me. Okay, now for a creamy twist, I'm going to drizzle some Dijonnaise. And it's going to add a really nice creamy texture without the heaviness. Then you know we love a little kick, so I'm going to dollop some chili garlic sauce. And then to pull all the flavors together, I'm going to drizzle some teriyaki barbecue sauce. And now for the garnishes, some furikake, and green onions. Not only do the garnishes add color, but it's going to add another punch of flavor. And that's it. No stove, no stress. Now you all know I need to dig in. Oh my gosh. It's creamy, just a little spicy. Just like your favorite street food, but cheap. Remember, fashion is all about confidence, and so is your food. So snack fabulously.
Send your favorite recipes to our website, fashionsensehawaii.com, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to view more recipes and episodes.
Presented by the Superhero Electric Gig on Spectrum OC16.
Hawaii Sports Radio Network on AM 760 and FM 95.1 is the freshest local sports station in Hawaii. We are the official radio broadcast partner of the Oahu Interscholastic Association. Listen live to Hawaii high school sports and wake up in the den with Ku'ule Agbayani, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. It's the only woman-led sports talk show in Hawaii. Follow them on social media at HI Sports Radio or visit hawaiisportsradio.com.
Hi friends, you probably have at least one friend who has a dramatic horror story about her experience with eyelash extensions. Now if you've been hesitant about getting lashes yourself because of this, our beauty expert Deidre Harvey, owner of Zoe Lash Pro, is here with some Mythbusters. Hi Deidre.
Hi Val. I've heard horror stories myself, but it really doesn't have to be that way. So as long as you're going to a professional licensed lash stylist, you really shouldn't have any of those problems or experience any of those horror stories.
Okay, so ready to bust some myths?
Yes.
Myth number one, the eyelash extension procedure is painful and uncomfortable.
No, and it shouldn't be. Same thing, as long as you're going to a professional licensed and experienced lash stylist, you really shouldn't feel any discomfort with your extensions, even during your appointment or after.
Right, and I've never felt any pain on any of my appointments.
Yes.
Okay, myth number two, you can't wash your face around your eyelash extensions.
That is not true. So number one, we definitely want you to get your lashes wet. We want you to wash your lash extensions. But if you're gonna use products around your lash area, you wanna make sure you find maybe a lash cleanser or a face product that has the least amount of oil in it. And we always recommend washing your lashes, because if you can kind of remove that bacteria, debris that's on your lashes, any kind of makeup, it's gonna help with your lash retention.
Ah, that makes sense. Myth number three, after getting eyelash extensions and removing them, your natural lashes will fall off.
No, and they shouldn't. Same thing, as long as you're going to an experienced licensed lash stylist. So one of the problems that we're seeing is if you're going to someone that's inexperienced or doesn't know how to properly apply extensions, they may be applying an extension to more than one natural lash. The problem is that there's natural lashes growing at different rates, and so you're applying onto more than one natural lash, causing them to be pulled out early or prematurely.
Ooh, yeah,
which can cause like a sparse lash line, any kind of gaps.
Oh, that does sound scary. Okay, myth number four, you must only sleep on your back.
Not true. So we always tell our clients, you can go ahead and sleep on your back and your side as long as you don't have any problems with your lash extensions coming off. We really don't want you sleeping on your stomach just because you take the chances of sleeping on your lashes. So if you're noticing that you see extensions on your pillows in the morning, then you probably want to change positions.
And that's something easy to do, right?
Yes.
Thanks, Deidre. So if you were hesitant on getting eyelash extensions because of all those horror stories, don't be. Just make sure that you find a licensed lash stylist. For more pro tips, head to our website, fashionsensehawaii.com. For more information about eyelash extensions, head to their website, zoelashpro.com. We'll be right back. Tune in for your daily dose of fashion sense on Spectrum OC16.
Hawaiian Coffee Body Scrubs. Moisturizing, rejuvenating, energizing, sun-kissed, alluring, beautiful, handmade in Hawaii with aloha. Coco Java.
Hi
friends, it's time for our real estate talk with our real estate expert, Denise Miyahira, who's answering a viewer question. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Val.
We had a viewer submit a question to our website. Kaipo asked, is it worth buying a fixer-upper if I want to add my own design flair?
That's a great question, Kaipo. And people seek out fixer-uppers for their own reasons. Some of the reasons are it's a great opportunity to get into a neighborhood you always wanted to get into at a very good price.
Right.
One thing to remember is there's a reason why they're pricing it really low.
Okay.
And it's probably because there's a lot of work that may be involved in fixing up the house. Another thing to realize is that you could build equity, right? Because you're buying a house at a very low price. All the other houses are much higher in price. So now you have a home that you building this equity almost instantly, because it's, if you put the money into the house, you've now got it back because it's now valued at the same as the other homes. But a thing to remember is you might not be able to get financing on a fixer-upper depending on the condition. The bank is going to take a look with their appraiser to see what is the condition of the home. The last thing, Kaipo talking about his design aesthetics and what he wants to do to the house. This is the perfect time to do it. And the reason is you're going to be gutting everything anyway, right? You're going to take out the walls, you're going to be taking out the kitchen, the flooring, the bathrooms. And so now you have a chance to create the layout that you really want for the house.
How do we find out exactly what needs to be done on this fixer-upper?
That's a great question. Always use your realtor, especially when you're purchasing a fixer-upper.
Okay.
And part of it is because they're going to recommend you get inspections, get a home inspection. Maybe you have to bring back a contractor or an engineer or an architect. And they want you to see the house from different perspectives so that you can get a really good idea as to what it is you're buying. Have the budget ready so that you can move forward and feel comfortable in purchasing the real estate that you really want, especially when you're working with a fixer-upper.
And so a fixer-upper could mean anywhere from as easy as a paint job to as complex as a full tear down, right?
Absolutely, Val.
Thank you so much, Denise. Great tips. So friends, a fixer-upper is so much fun, but just make sure you understand what's involved and work with a trusted realtor. For more pro tips, head to our website, fashionsensehawaii.com, where you can also submit a question to our expert. For anything real estate related, contact Denise directly.
Thanks, Val. And together we'll find the keys to your happy home.
We'll be right back.
Tune in for your daily dose of fashion sense on Spectrum OC16.
It takes a lot of little things to make a successful classroom. But it only takes one small donation to make a difference. A donation to our island's public schools is a giant step towards building a future for our keiki. Learn how you can make a difference at communityhelpingschools.org.
Segment with Dr. Hannah Merchant. Hi, Dr. Hannah. Thank you so much for being here again.
Thank you for having me, Val.
Now, we talked about genetics. Can we break it down one more time and simplify things?
Sure, absolutely. So, in genetics, you have a dominant gene and you have a recessive gene. I want you to think of the dominant gene as the louder gene, which means that when you have that gene, you are going to have that trait or that condition, that disorder, whatever that gene expresses. So going back, remember that you get one set of genes from your father, one set of genes from your mother. When you have the dominant one, even if you have just one, so even if it's your mother or your father that give you that gene, you will have that trait. So for instance, brown eyes. Brown eyes is a dominant gene. So if one parent has brown eyes and one parent has blue eyes, then the brown will dominate because it's the dominant gene. Now, if one parent has blue eyes and the other parent has blue eyes, then the child will have blue eyes because they're both recessive genes.
Right, and because there's no dominant gene present.
Exactly.
Okay, now, what if the father has blue eyes, the mother has brown eyes? First child, brown eyes, right? Because brown eyes is a dominant gene. Second child, blue eyes.
Okay, if the child has blue eyes,
Okay.
that means one parent has the dominant gene and the recessive gene.
Okay.
And they gave the recessive gene to the child. The other parent has two recessive genes, has blue eyes, and gave one of their blue genes to the child, and the child has two recessive genes, therefore has blue eyes.
Okay.
Now, the child that has brown eyes
Yes.
received the dominant gene, which is the brown gene,
Right.
from one parent,
Okay.
and then the recessive gene from the other parent.
Okay.
Okay, so the two children got two different sets of genes from their parents.
What a true science this is. But how fun to understand the dynamics of this.
Right.
Why is it that we see some children with maybe a different color eye? Like, let's say the mother has brown eyes, the father has blue eyes, and then let's say the third child has hazel eyes.
Well, maybe the recessive gene is for hazel eyes then. So it just depends on which gene the child gets from the parents.
Okay. And then that's how we can see the genes or traits skip generations, because maybe the parents may have had a dominant hazel eye gene.
And even further back in the ancestry as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it just depends on what was propagated through the generations.
So that explains the family history tree. In the original question, is it possible to get a medical condition, or why does a medical condition skip generations?
Absolutely, because you can have dominant conditions and you can have recessive conditions. In recessive conditions, both parents have to give that recessive trait to the child. So conditions like thalassemia, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, Tay-Sachs, and phenylketonuria, which is a condition that's evaluated at birth. So another example I like to use to explain is, imagine a few people in a car. Okay. And they're deciding what do they want to listen to on the radio.
Okay.
The dominant gene or the dominant person will be louder and say, I want to listen to this on the radio. The recessive gene or the recessive person, for this example, is quiet.
Right.
So both people can be in the car, but the louder one is the one you're going to hear. And that's the one that you're going to turn on the radio and put on that song.
Okay.
Now, if there are two quiet people, so two recessive genes, that's when you're going to actually get a chance to hear them, because the dominant or louder person is not there.
Not, right. It's still very complicated, but it definitely makes more sense.
It's really interesting, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it sounds fun to explore all the different possibilities.
So this is why it's so interesting to know your family history. Like, you can make a family history chart of different traits and genes and disorders, actually. And then always, if you have any concerns, and you can ask your physician to see a genetic counselor to see what you're at risk for. If you have a dominant gene, then you will have that trait or disorder, condition, disease, whatever it is. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have it to the extent as someone else in your family who had the same thing. So if someone else had like a really bad condition, like, or really serious condition, it doesn't necessarily mean that their child, it will be that severity.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Thank you so much for those examples and all that information. It makes so much more sense to me. So friends, if you have a question for our expert, head to our website, FashionSenseHawaii.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to view more pro tips. We'll be right back.
Presented by the Superhero Electric Gig on Spectrum OC16.
Imagine not being able to provide your baby with the most basic need, a clean diaper. This problem impacts 1 in 3 moms who cannot afford enough diapers to keep their baby dry, clean, and healthy.
And subsidized programs like WIC, food stamps, and Medicaid do not allow the purchase of essential diapers.
The Aloha Diaper Bank works to close the gap by providing free diapers to struggling families in our community.
You can help to keep our island keiki clean and dry by donating dollars or diapers.
Visit us at alohadiaperbank.org to learn more. Mahalo.
friends, welcome back. Let's talk about your spine. A happy spine is a healthy spine, and a healthy spine is a happy spine. Now, when it comes to being seated, of course, we have to work and drive, so you might need a break from your seated position due to some tightness through the hips or maybe even some lower back pain. This movement is for you. You're gonna place yourself in a chair or on a nice little ottoman here is what I have. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set our feet first. So from here, I'm gonna part my legs approximately shoulder width apart. I'm seated in my chair here and I'm lengthening through my spine, thinking about the crown of my head reaching up to the ceiling, creating a nice, tall, long spine. I'm gonna take my hands, interlace my fingers behind my head. From here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lean forward. We have a hinge to the hip, and as I lean forward with a flat back, I wanna take it to where I'm feeling that stretch, a nice stretch through the lower back. Once I'm here and I'm about to feel my back round, I'm gonna release my fingertips, reach for the floor, allow the rounding to happen, and then I'm gonna curl up, curling up from the base of the spine all the way up into the seated position. Now, let's add on a little rotation. From here, our arms are gonna go behind our head, interlacing through the fingers. Now, I'm gonna rotate through my spine, meaning I'm gonna go ahead and turn to one side. So, turning to one side here. Now from here, this is about my range of motion where I can't go anymore. I'm going to continue to move forward like the previous movement and come forward, opening up, adding a little twist in here, and then bring it right back up to the top. Let's go to the opposite direction and look to the opposite side, rotate. This is my range of motion right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and move forward, feeling that stretch through the lower back, having a nice little thoracic rotation, and bring it right back up to the top. Now, we're gonna go ahead and release the arms down, and here we are, a nice seated position. Now we have that movement where hands behind the head and you're moving forward. This first one is gonna be for you to prepare the spine, bringing it up, moving nice and slow through here. The second movement that we did, you're gonna think about adding a little bit more. If the first movement is good enough for you, stay there. The second movement, if it interferes anyway, meaning if it doesn't feel good for your body, we're not gonna do it, okay? So rotating and bringing it right back up. Nice gentle movements to the spine, rotate and exhale forward and back up. This movement, both of these here, you can definitely do in your space at home or at work, and you should feel the spine being nice and healthy, and it will make for a happy spine too. Let's remember to always be kind to our bodies.
Tune in for your daily dose of fashion sense on Spectrum OC16.
When it comes to fashion, playing it safe is easy, but today we're dialing up the bold and showing you how to mix prints like a pro, from florals to stripes to leopard spots. This is your guide to clashing with confidence and pulling it off with polish. Let's turn heads the right way. Jen is serving bold and breezy in an oversized black and white ruffle polka dot top paired with blush black and white floral print pants. Proof that opposites really do attract. A floppy straw hat adds a splash of sun-soaked glam, while a crisp white handbag and nude wedge heels keep the look fresh, chic, and totally wearable. Talk about a power print play. This next outfit is bold and vibrant. Haley stuns in a printed blouse paired with statement-making leopard wide leg pants. Pink heels and matching pink sunglasses bring a punch of playful glam, while an acrylic clutch adds that modern edge. This is how you mix prints with confidence and a wink of drama. It's sparkle meets garden party in this next fearless combo. Nicole rocks a pink and red striped sequin top with floral skinny pants for a clash that works. A red rose wristlet adds a playful romantic twist, while rhinestone embellished sandals and chandelier earrings bring the glam full circle. This is mixed prints party ready. This outfit is serving up some serious vintage vibes. Becca is stunning in a green and purple retro print blouse perfectly paired with a pleated chiffon skirt in a fierce brown and black zebra print. Purple heels add a bold pop, while a pearl clutch and matching pearl earrings keep things polished with a touch of timeless glam. It's retro meets wild, with elegance in every detail. From polka dots to power stripes, florals to fierce animal prints, this squad proves that style rules are meant to be rewritten. Mix it up, own your look, and let your prints do the talking. Fashion isn't about playing it safe, it's about showing up bold, fearless, and uniquely you. So go ahead, clash those prints, and always have fun with fashion. And that's our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always great sharing with you. And a very special thank you to D-Sui, Hero Electric, and Hawaii Sports Radio Network. To view all of our episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, or head to our website to send us your favorite recipes or questions for any of our experts. We'd love to share them on the show. Let's stay connected. Until next time, be fabulous, be beautiful, be the best version of you. We'll see you again.
Not Dr. Val.
Hi, Dr. Val.
Taster's Choice?
No, Tay-Sachs. Taser? Oh, I mentioned cystic fibrosis, where you can view more...
Does it look weird? Look. It looks slouchy.
My stomach looks flat.
Stupid.
And that's a wrap!
Fashion Sense is presented by D-Sui Hero Electric Inc. on Spectrum OC16.